So, just like a lot of teenagers and a lot of children, okay, moving from one country to another, it's very normal to feel like you don't fit in. And not just children or teenagers who move from one country to another, okay? It happens even to like citizens. I mean, we're some of us are citizens, but it happens to people who permanently reside in a certain country, like just living normal lives, I guess. Well, at some point, I guess some people actually find their lane, they find what works for them. And just a way to get out of that hole of always feeling like you don't fit in, you don't belong, and so on. So let's just dive into the video. After spending 12 years in Nigeria, mind you that during my 12 years there, I tried a lot of things, okay? I genuinely tried learning Romanian one way or the other. Some people also decided to teach me, but of course, if there isn't daily communication, which are beyond our control in an English speaking country, there is barely any way for a child to just learn a language like that. So, this is something a lot of people don't consider. And this did kind of affect me when I came to Romania, in terms of course, the language. A lot of miscommunication and a lot of things I didn't really understand. Like a lot of things that my age mates communicated on a daily basis, like trends, memes, maybe little jokes, and just, all that stuff young people talk about. And I didn't understand any of those. I didn't even know what they were. I didn't get humor. And humor is like that's one thing that attracts people a lot. And in this case, I didn't have it in their eyes, like I had it in English but not in Romanian. So basically, that was part of it. Like I came with this whole different personality, different culture. I didn't even like dress like my age mates sometimes. Like maybe I was a bit out of fashion sometimes, or sometimes I would wear what they wouldn't. So it took me a while to learn how to read the room a lot. So that was the first thing. And then the second thing was after years, like as time went on, obviously, I did eventually learn the language one way or the other, but not, of course, perfectly. Like, I still wasn't very fluent in terms of totally expressing myself. So, what's happened here was that even though I did learn how to communicate one way or the other, and I learned the culture and so on, a lot of people still had this mindset that she didn't know this. And unfortunately, a lot of people still have this mindset. And yeah, it actually kind of makes me question my friendships sometimes. Because one thing about people, or at least some people, is that they get too comfortable with how you were in the past. And for them, it's very hard for them to process that you've moved on or that you've grown. So they still kind of like limit you to that point of life. And even when I'm kind of like just wanting to order something or do something really simple, and I am visibly speaking Romanian, I'm talking about till today, and I'm visibly speaking Romanian in doing something like other Romanians. Like now I understand the humor, now I understand a lot of things. But when I'm with the friends I met back then, for them, they just, step up and speak for me. Yeah, so I guess that is one way to put it. Until when did I feel like I totally belonged? Truth be told, I can't say 100% that a person can fully belong to somewhere. I mean, you can feel like, okay, you're more comfortable with these people and you're more comfortable with where you are now. And yeah, I guess, but like totally belonging to me, I think I perceive it as being accepted for who you are. But that's just my perspective. So it was basically in high school. In high school, when I started, I was nervous, okay? I was really, really nervous. I didn't know what to say. In fact, if anything, I did make a friend. Okay, when we started, we had a group chat, and yeah, everyone was talking. If anything, I started the group chat just so I wouldn't be nervous the first day. That was how nervous I was. And when I thought I made a friend, that person didn't turn out to be my friend. And as of this point, I had learned boundaries. Okay, so um I saw like initial red flags from a friend, and I was like, no, I don't want to, like, this person is just going to be my colleague and that's all. So I started sitting alone. And what happened when I started sitting alone, I actually felt more confident, like sitting alone, because I could think properly, no peer pressure, no distraction, and I was at the front. And then people wanted to actually be my friend, and at first I was skeptical. I was like, okay, you know what, fine, we're just gonna be friends, like we talk, but not all the time. And I would say that until today, and I would say that until this day, being, let's say, more independent has really helped me to feel belonged. So in order to feel belonged, I had to stay away. I don't know if you'll get it, but yeah, I mean, I had to be independent in order to feel belonged, because that way I was comfortable in doing things my own way. That won't make people really seem like, okay, I'm just trying to be friends with you to feel belong. So that sort of just happened naturally as of that point. And it's also helped me academically, because being alone and just having that mindset made me concentrate more. And when I mean like it helped me academically, it's helped me get to the very top, from nothing at all within 4 years. So if you know Romanians, or at least how a lot of parents seem to train their kids, you will notice that a lot of them seem to respect you when you're academically smart, and which I think is actually messed up, but that's just the reality. And that was one thing that also made me feel belonged, or let's just say belonged in the social term. Back when I started initially, I was terrible academically. I didn't have any tutoring. Like, the only tutoring I had was in Romanian language. So I was basically the last in my class as of then. The first year I was last. The second year I was, I don't know, second. I think I was like third or fourth to the last. And I got better and better, but I was still somewhere close to the last, okay? And that didn't only just make people see me as someone who was a girl who came from another country and didn't know how to speak Romanian, but it also made them see me as someone who was dumb. Okay. And I guess that's just how kids can be in middle school a lot. And whereas a lot of people have different phases that they struggle with, some people saw high school as their worst years and probably saw middle school as their best. For me, I can confidently say that so far, high school has been my best era, has been my best phase, when I feel belonged, and not just belonged with other people, but belonged by myself. And I think that's more important, okay, than feeling belonged around people, and it's just gonna help you a lot. So if you want more videos on Romania or life in Romania and so on, or basically just my niche, feel free to say so. Feel free to subscribe, like, share if you found this helpful to someone else maybe. And feel free to comment down below whatever is on your mind as far as it's positive.